You see your bank app suddenly greet you by name, like it has been waiting. You blink, but the tone stays different. You hit $500,000 invested quietly, and nothing throws confetti. You refresh the screen anyway. You half expect a badge, a sound, a tiny digital handshake. But the milestone isn't fireworks. It's silence. You call for something basic, something boring, and you still get the hold music. You listen to the same cheerful loop. You wait like you always did. But then you notice the menu options changed, just slightly, like the system learned a new way to sort you. You sit with friends and they talk about investing like it's a hobby. You nod. You realize you stopped correcting them. You used to explain compounding like it was a moral duty. Now you let the misunderstanding live, because it's easier than watching the room recalibrate around you. You run the numbers, and the numbers run you back. A normal day can swing more than your old monthly savings. You thought $500,000 would feel like arrival, but it feels like being harder to read. You thought the world would notice, but the world stays busy. The first signals come from institutions, because institutions love thresholds. A new email lands with words like relationship, priority, dedicated. You laugh, because it sounds like a dating profile written by a spreadsheet. You call the number out of curiosity. Someone answers faster than they should. You say your name, and you hear recognition in the pause, like your file opens before you finish speaking. You tell yourself it's service. But this isn't recognition, it's routing. You aren't being celebrated. You are being directed. Then your credit limit rises without you asking. You notice it the way you notice a stranger stepping closer. You feel flattered for a second. Then you feel suspicious. The bank isn't being kind. It's being efficient. You upgrade one account, but the upsell follows. You get a new offer, then another, then a polite suggestion that you consolidate, simplify, optimize. You thought they wanted you comfortable. But they want you sticky. You start getting invited to reviews and check-ins. You imagine a calm conversation about goals. But you realize the trap is the calendar itself. If you show up, you become a pipeline. You thought $500,000 meant freedom from being sold to. But then you notice the real change isn't the perks. It's the way risk starts talking to you. You tell yourself you can handle swings. You have handled worse. You have handled rent, layoffs, and the kind of uncertainty that makes your stomach feel like a clenched fist. But now a normal dip lands differently. A routine red day becomes a 5-figure mood swing. You go to sleep fine. You wake up negotiating with your own brain. You check the chart, but the chart checks you. You stare at a line and feel your identity tug with it. You thought you were watching a market. You realize you are watching your future argue with your present. That's when diversification stops being a textbook word. It becomes how you keep yourself from making a panicked phone call. You spread things out more deliberately. You keep broad index exposure, you keep a quieter corner in bonds or cash, you start caring where taxes bite. You don't call it strategy out loud. You call it sleep. Then your vocabulary changes. You start thinking in drawdowns and time horizons. You hear yourself say things like, it can take years, and you mean it. You look at a lifestyle upgrade and you hesitate, because you can see the future cost in shares. More money doesn't buy calm. It buys louder decisions. You thought the bank's attention was the biggest shift. That's when you realize the bank's attention is not the biggest shift. Your own attention is. You start noticing the system treating you like a category, not a person, a tier. You get a direct line. You get faster dispute resolution. A fee disappears as a courtesy. You almost feel grateful, but you realize it's not courtesy. It's retention math. The bank doesn't admire you. It assigns you. Then the offers get sharper. Lending products, asset-backed lines, private-style services with soft voices and hard incentives. You ask for help, but you're being sold. You read the fine print and you can feel the commission hiding between the sentences. You thought priority meant safety. But priority mostly means you are finally worth the follow-up. Socially, you get quieter. You stop announcing wins because you can feel how money changes rooms. You watch people do mental arithmetic on your life. You watch jokes land differently. You learn to keep your numbers inside your own head. You aren't rich enough to be untouchable. You are just rich enough to be targeted. You open the app again and it greets you by name, like it has been waiting. You blink, but the tone stays different, because the system remembers what you are now.